This is Andrew Michael Milanakis, better known by his performance name, Andy Milanakis. In 2022, he's 46, a writer, a comedian, YouTuber, streamer, even a rapper, recording songs with Snoop Dogg, Chief Keef and Gucci Mane, among others. As an actor, he's worked with Ryan Reynolds, Anna Faris, Justin Long, Terry Crews and Robert Englund, aka Freddy Krueger. But in 2003, this was Andy Milanakis. He's a regular guy, 27, writing webcomics, working in New York, doing tech support, performing some stand-up comedy gigs on the side, but most importantly, he's just bailed on his friend's Super Bowl 37 party to do something that will change the course of his life forever. He recorded a video that went a little something like this.
The Super Bowl is gay. The Super Bowl is gay. Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl is gay.
Yeah, you get the idea. By standards now, the production quality is awful. The humour is quite dated.
Water gay, cologne is gay.
But this video got Milanakis a spot on ABC's late night show, Jimmy Kimmel Live, and launched him to stardom. This was also the first video I ever saw online. As an 8-year-old, trying to play Bush Shootout over my shitty dial-up connection, constantly being interrupted by my mum wanting to pick up the phone to call my grandparents. Yep, this crude, pixelated video that took about 10 minutes to load was my introduction to the world that would become dominated by YouTube. Being from the UK, I didn't even know what the Super Bowl was at this point. In hindsight, I can see why my mum wasn't too happy when she heard me watching this, but I detest the subsequent grounding to this day. So what was the first video you ever saw online? Post a link in the comment section below. At the risk of triggering a midlife crisis, some of you watching right now wouldn't have been born when Milanakis released his video in 2003, or when YouTube made its debut in 2005. But before the onslaught of video titles in all caps, Mr. Beast, and thumbnails trying to show you some kind of female anatomy, you'd go to a website like this. There's no Facebook, no search function, no subscribers, just pictures, videos and GIFs among thousands of different websites. Maybe it's just nostalgia talking, but it was awesome. The internet was still young, and the word content creator didn't even exist. For people browsing at the time, it was amazing and you never knew what you were going to see next, and you didn't have this modern preconceived notion of what is capable online. Everything was brand new, nothing had been done before. But you don't have to take my word for it.
Interactive appetite, searching for a website, a window to the world, got to get online.
Take a spin, now you're in with the techno set. You're going surfing on the internet.
Get this. South Park exists because the creators, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, made one of the first viral videos shared around on the internet. Ever. In 1992, 5 years before South Park would debut, college students Parker and Stone made a student film called The Spirit of Christmas, also known as Jesus vs. Frosty. This premiered at student film shows, was shared around with family and friends, and eventually passed around on bootleg tapes. Through this rather rudimentary method of distribution, a Fox executive saw this and a few years later commissioned Parker and Stone to make a video Christmas card for his friends. I'm sorry for how dated this sounds. I swear this was the 90s, not the 70s. Giving them $1,000, they made The Spirit of Christmas, Jesus vs. Santa. This made its way onto file distribution sites, was passed around by email, tapes and floppy disks, or, as you may know it, the save icon. But back in the day, this was a floppy disk. By the mid to late 90s, the internet was becoming more accessible, with home computers becoming more prevalent, and the 56K modem being a game changer in terms of speed, giving you a whopping 7KB down and letting you download great quality images like this in seconds. This also meant that video was more easily shared online, and it's these pre-YouTube viral videos I want to catalogue for the rest of this video. Links to all of these down below. The Dancing Baby is a short animation showcasing the abilities of a 3D character animation software released in 1996. The software developers that made the animation shared it by this amazing new technology, email. And the thing became chainmail. No, not the suit of armour. An email that when received you would send to all of your friends, and they'd send it to their friends, and so on. This animation became the most popular thing on the internet at the time, becoming a bit of a cultural zeitgeist. Here it is in primetime TV, and here it is in a Blockbuster ad. The dancing baby is also spoofed in an episode of The Simpsons, The Computer Wore Menace Shoes, in which Homer visits, and later steals from, a website featuring Jesus dancing with the same moves as the baby. It was new, it was short, it was funny. This format has actually exploded in popularity since, with Vine and TikTok taking the quick funny video format to the next level. Next up is a personal favourite of mine. Look at him go. In 2002, Ghislaine Raza of Quebec, Canada, a big fan of Star Wars The Phantom Menace, recorded a short video at school showing why any wannabe Sith Lord that they better think twice about coming to Earth. The tape was found by a classmate in the basement of the school and eventually uploaded to the internet. In a sad twist of events, Raza found himself horrendously bullied at school and online for this harmless fun video, and his family eventually sued the families of classmates who orchestrated the posting of the video. This was finally settled out of court in 2003. Despite distancing himself from the video at first, a decade later in 2013, Raza has since come forward as the Star Wars kid and is active in the fight against online bullying, so I'm glad some good came of this video. Despite the somewhat sad story behind it, the video blew up and entered the pop culture lexicon, most likely helped by the worldwide Star Wars hype at the time. It's been parodied in a long list of TV shows, music videos, and even in Tony Hawk's Underground 2, as an Easter egg. I hope Raza can look back and smile at some of the remixes too, as I'm sure this one is how he felt during the moment. Don Hertzfeldt had just finished a degree in film when he made one of the most influential animated shorts of all time. Rejected is a collection of short clips advertising a fictional TV station called the Family Learning Channel. Kind of like those terrible "You're watching the Disney Channel" skits you might remember.
Hi, I'm Dylan Sprouse, and you're watching Disney Channel.
If I had to genre it, I'd call it a surreal comedy. The humour comes from the increasingly ridiculous events, strange violent twists, and culminates in a strange, fourth wall breaking sequence that's quite disturbing and quite funny at the same time. But most people know it for some of its quippy one-liners.
My spoon is too big!
The short got passed around film festivals, made its way onto the internet on file sharing sites, and even got nominated for an Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film in 2001. I can see how ahead of its time it was, with things like ASDF movies, Happy Tree Friends, both seemingly drawing influence. And I can see a lot of what I call meme culture in general. It's unpredictable, quotable, deals with heavy themes like violence, even death, in such a blasé way, much like Vines or TikToks that get popular. It's a great short video, so if you want to watch a piece of internet history, click the link in the description. Next up is a classic. Wait, no, you're not supposed to be here. Wait, no, stop, no. As everyone knows, fans of early 2000s Moldovan Eurodance bands are the most hardcore fan groups out there. And none more hardcore or dedicated than Gary Brolsma, better known as the Numa Numa guy. In 2004, Brolsma uploaded a clip to Newgrounds of him lip-syncing and dancing ridiculously to Ozone's 2003 hit Dragonstad Dinte, which you may know better as the Numa Numa song. The video was a hit, and by 2006, a study commissioned by the UK TV G2 channel, now known as Dave, worked out the video had amassed over 700 million views. A whole 6 years before the other bizarre phenomenon, known as Gangnam Style, made news for being the first YouTube video to break 1 billion views. This just goes to show how massive these pre-YouTube videos really were. To finish up, this video wouldn't be complete without another kind of chainmail. You know when you're at work and you're just having a bad day? Well, That's exactly how Vinnie Liccardi felt on this day. Let's take a watch. Don't worry, Vinny. We've all been there, man. This video has its roots in 1997, and its origin is a little more interesting than you might expect. It got passed around offices on burned discs and email back then under the file name badday.mpeg, and some eagle-eyed viewers put on their tinfoil hats to prove it was fake. If you look closely, the computer isn't plugged in. Zoom in on the guy's face and you can see he's smiling. Definitely not the reaction of an angry man. This is obviously a ploy to destabilize the dollar for a social engineering campaign to... Jokes aside, the video, as you may have guessed, is staged. If the question of why is there a security camera pointing on this very inconspicuous part of an office building didn't give it away. This is actually a promotional video for a company called Lorenix. This company develops DVR technology for security cameras and wanted something memorable to give to potential clients to demonstrate how the technology worked. So a couple of staff members came up with a few ideas for videos, including the above, where a disgruntled employee destroys his work computer. This got put onto a few promo discs and was handed out at trade shows. Soon enough, this was being passed around the internet, and the original backstory was lost, even getting its own fan page in 1998. I've shown just a brief glimpse of early virality on the internet, but it's amazing how much this stuff holds true today. Instead of emailing, sharing is embedded directly into the video, and people still debate endlessly as to the authenticity of videos, just as they did back in 1997. So now it's your turn to answer the question. What was the first video you ever saw on the internet? Post a link below and share your little bit of internet history.